So it finally happened. My daughter has friends and she's starting to ask about God. So, how do we explain that to her? So, my daughter started kindergarten this year, so she started getting her own friends. And it's pretty obvious that whenever you have your own friends and you get to that age when you start talking, certain questions are going to come up. And I remember that earlier this year, she says, "Hey, I know something that we talk about at school." I said, "Oh, yeah, what's that?" She said, "We talk about God." And I was like, "Oh, here it comes." So, as a parent who does not follow the majority religion, it's a question you have to prepare for. Is that what are you going to say when they finally do ask of what do we believe in? What do you think on this topic? And so kindergarten, it starts as early as then, sometimes sooner. But the question is finally starting to come up about our daughter knowing about God and deity. So what happened today is that you guys know that that I watched Blood of Zeus, and my daughter joined me. I'm not sure. I know that some of you are probably thinking that's probably not the best show for a little kid to watch, but she was interested, and she's seen way worse things than Blood of Zeus. Um, but she was interested because she heard the word Zeus, and she knows Zeus from Disney's Hercules. She's like, "Oh, I know who that is," and so she was watching it with me. And it came up again, the whole God question. And it came up this way. She somehow, I don't know if it was said a God, the word God was mentioned on the show, but somehow it came up that we talked about God. And they were talking about, yeah, that's, and I said, mention something like, yeah, that's Zeus. She said, "That's not God." I said, "Zeus is a God." And then she said, "Zeus is God?" So, yeah. So that's, I think, how we do it. We just slowly, we don't force. I try not to force anything on her because I want her to be a free thinker and let her believe what she wants. But when she asks me a question, that's what I tell her. I tell her the truth. But I don't think I'm going to force anything on her. Like I said, and I've done a video before about just showing her how I believe and letting her see it. And if she has questions, I'm truthful and I answer it for her. But I don't want to force anything on her, especially at her age, because she's not going to have the answers that I would have for people that would have questions. So I don't want to overwhelm her right now. But I thought that's interesting that right now it's starting that age of where she's starting to hear about God, especially because of where we live. We live in a very religious area and circumstance. So we're preparing to get ready to answer those questions that we know are coming. So anyway, I just thought it was a little interesting thing that happened today. And I'll talk to you later, guys.